All right. Hello, everyone. And hello, Corbin. Welcome, everyone, to this Friday's show. We are doing another iteration of the lunar cycles and talking about the Gemini New Moon that is happening Monday. Before we get into all of that, though, definitely wanted to welcome everyone here. If you are new, my name is Jake, and I am a hypnotist, and I practice quite a few different techniques. We'll get into that in a moment. But before I do, I want to give the mic over to Corbin to introduce himself too.
Hey everyone, my name's Corbin. I am an astrologer. I have a background in more modern Western evolutionary traditions. Spent the last handful of years studying Hellenistic as well. And now I kind of do a little bit of a blend between everything. But yeah, here really excited to chat about the Gemini New Moon. This one is an amazing lunar cycle for us to go through. We have some really positive energies coming forward through this season.
And I see we got some lovely friends in the chat. Christian joining us. Hello, Christian. So glad to see you here. We've got Emma, different Emma than we normally see, but Emma Wall, hello, welcome. So good to see you. Thanks for popping in and saying hey. Ken is here as well. So good to see you, Ken, as always. And we are so excited to dive into all of this stuff today. Hello, Sylvia. Good to see you too. So we are going to dive into some crystal magic, highlighting our crystal pick for the new moon. We're going to talk about the astrology. We're going to share a ritual with you guys for working on your own with the new moon energies. And then we'll jump into the Gemini activation, which is going to be a fun one that I designed for you guys today. So make sure you stick around for all the different components of this show because it's going to be great in supporting you in the energies of the moment and really working intentionally with the cosmos because it's important. You're co-creators. So, all right. What else? Oh, before we dive in, per usual, want to show you guys my website. Make sure you guys know, of course, that my bookings are over here, and also a bunch of information on my practice. So you can check on my website for any information you're looking for. Get in contact with me. Book a session of yourself. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Book a session of your own as well. And then I did want to show you guys too. Next week, I am joined by the lovely Jennifer Taylor, who I was on her podcast 108 Healing Senses a couple weeks ago. So she's joining me next week, and we're going to dive into some of the future vision stuff that she works with, essential oils, which she works with, and really diving into soul healing and continuing our conversation from our show together a couple weeks ago. So definitely not one to miss. I'm really excited to be in conversation with her, and I think it's going to be really valuable information for all of you folks. So without further ado, let us dive into today's topic. So first and foremost, we wanted to share our crystal spotlight with you guys. And Corbin, I'm going to have you introduce it because I forgot to grab my deck. So I'm going to pull up that while you introduce.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to kind of introduce the little segment for each lunar cycle, Jake and I take a little bit of time and we intuitively select a crystal or a gemstone or something that we suggest everyone can work with for the lunar cycle that we have. And it's not always going to be like related to like the sign. It's not like a particularly Gemini stone today. We've actually selected the stone. I feel like we should drum roll and like you're about to pop it up at the right moment.
I'm so close, guys.
We've selected turquoise, and maybe you can see from the necklace that Jake is wearing because he does have a little,
turtle.
cute little turtle turquoise pendant there. So turquoise is known as the multi-purpose stone, and that's one of the great reasons why we thought it was perfect for the time right now, especially with the astrology going on, which we'll be chatting about. But we all are getting into our own new projects, and this multi-purpose stone of turquoise is kind of a great catch-all to assist anybody tuning in with any sort of thing that they're about to birth.
And I, of course, couldn't resist picking the alien skull carving of turquoise for our slide because it's so cool. I really, if only I had, almost $1,000 to spend on a skull, I would do it. So the other thing, I'm sorry, Corbin, I definitely did not pay attention to what exactly you covered. Did we talk about
No,
protecting
you're
my
fine. So it's you could maybe tell us what turquoise is.
Oh yeah. So it is a blue-green stone. Kind of has a variety of different colors, expressions, but it is formed with copper and aluminum. And it was cool because I didn't know this, but it's formed when water runs through certain mineral composition, certain rock, and the kind of veins, or it's called the matrix as well, different terms for kind of the black lining that's within the turquoise. And that is formed from like the base rock or the base stone that the turquoise formed within. And so you have different patterns and stuff that can form, or you have, the more pure just blue green color as well. Really, I mean, one of my favorite stones. And uh one of the other fun facts that we learned was that it's one of the oldest mined stones or crystals, and has been like one of the most long-standing crystals turned into jewelry too, which is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I see that a lot of folks in the chat are talking about turquoise jewelry. I think, it's like very quintessential. Some of the other stuff that we learned about, or why we think is important for right now, inside of Gemini season, there's a lot of extra mental energy going on, and turquoise can really help to reduce mental anxiety and stress and bring you back into like a calm, natural, grounded place. And so, while this is a very positive new moon, if you have a little bit too much going on in the mind, we are suggesting that you use turquoise right now to help ground and get back into the physical.
hmm And before we forget, I wanted to share our. Here, I'm gonna spotlight myself here so you guys can see this up close. This is our turquoise orgonite that we made, and it's definitely one of my favorites that we made. It's got the turquoise. There's some howlite in there as well. Some bigger hunks of turquoise. I think there's even an aventurine. But this one was really fun, and it's got the little world tarot card in the front
Yeah,
too.
that one's really, really pretty. And, just a disclosure that I learned, howlite is not turquoise. That's something that I learned as we were preparing for this, because, I've always heard of howlite called white turquoise, and it has that same matrix in it as well. But they are different stones completely. So just clarifying that howlite
Right.
is not white turquoise, technically.
Technically.
Colloquially, yes.
I also wanted to welcome a couple other folks to the show. We've got Stephanie joining us. So good to see you. And Tammy, I saw you popping in, talking about your crystals there. And Britt Merritt, so good to see you too. Anyone else that I missed, great to see you. Thanks so much for coming to the show. So we didn't talk about past life connection yet, did we?
No.
All right. So one of my personal favorite fun facts about turquoise, and we first learned this from Solrita's wonderful aura course over on Mason Jupiter. I know a lot of people in the chat have probably either taken that course or have dabbled in the aura visioning with Sol. But one of the things that she talked about with turquoise and the color turquoise is the past life association. And I definitely feel that with turquoise. I feel like with especially to the ancestral ties and kind of the ancestral connection that turquoise has. It's definitely one of those that if you're looking to tap into past lives more, you could work with turquoise, or if you're meditating to see some of your past lives, maybe grab a hunk of turquoise or put on your bracelet or necklace. Could be a fun way to kind of amplify that connection too.
Beyond that, turquoise is associated from kind of like a spiritual level with the third eye chakra and also the throat chakra, which is super relevant with our Gemini new moon, Gemini also representing the throat. And so right now would be a great time to be utilizing turquoise to enhance, to work through some of that. I wrote down the phrase speak your truth, which is going to be part of the topic of our astrology that we'll be getting into right now. And so if you have, some more difficult things that you need to talk about, or just want to polish on your communication skills here inside of Gemini season, turquoise would be a great stone to be using throughout that.
Yeah,
We
well,
also wanted to mention some just like normal Gemini stones for the season, though, in case you don't have turquoise laying around. Maybe you don't. But citrine would be another stone that's really associated with the season. Emerald has a lot of associations with Gemini as well. And tiger's eye, just wanted to give a shout out for Gemini for that. And I think, Jake, you have your tiger's eye plugs in.
yeah, I got my tiger's eye earrings in. And two, I think, you know, if you're struggling or you don't have a huge selection of crystals, grab something blue too, because that's throat chakra. Lapis lazuli or any of the other blue ones that you want to pick from can be an easy choice as well. But I did want to pop up. We won't quote you, Stephanie, but I love this, and I wouldn't be surprised. But she's mentioning that they dye howlite turquoise to create fake turquoise. So definitely wouldn't be surprised there if there are folks that do that.
No, I agree completely. I'm pretty sure I read something like that as we were researching for this, and I kind of thought, well, why would they do something like that? But then I mistakenly bought fake stones like within the last month. So there you go.
It happens. Britt Merritt saying that skull looks like an alien, right? I know, and it is. It's meant to be like an elf alien, sort of like hybrid being, but found it on a really cool site with a bunch of crystal skulls. So I do love my like carved shapes of crystals. I mean, I feel like it just adds extra energy to already powerful friends, you know? All right. Any final thoughts on turquoise, Corbin, until we move before we move on?
This is great. I mean, who doesn't love turquoise?
Right? I know. I feel like it's just one of those classic stones, and is such a pretty like statement. I saw that Celestial Emma was going to go shopping for some turquoise going forward, and I realized we don't have a whole lot of like large specimens or like bigger pieces of turquoise. So I feel like we'll be on the same mission, Emma.
Always need a reason to buy a new crystal, friend.
Honestly.
Oh, I love Britt's comment here about the that you should be gifted turquoise. I love it. Shouldn't buy it for yourself. So
not buy turquoise for yourself, get it from someone else. I love that. All right. Oh, and we have Golden Trinity joining us and Sula joining us. So good to see you all. Thanks so much for coming. Everyone's here.
Great.
It's a poppin' Friday afternoon.
I mean, that's Gemini season for you, y'all. See and be seen, chat with the people, be here, be there.
All right. Well, Corbin, I think it is your time to shine with the astrology. So I'll hand it over to you and pop up your chart here as well. There we go.
Okay. So yeah, the Gemini New Moon. Again, this is going to be, in my opinion, the best new moon that we have throughout the entire year. This really sets the stage for us to begin to integrate some of the ongoing, energy and frequency shifts that we've been going to as we've been talking about stepping into a newer paradigm. And I think that this moon can really help us kind of begin to initiate that next chapter, that new era, whatever's unfolding for each of you individually, as well as us inside of the collective. So the Gemini New Moon happens on Monday, the 26th, super late at night here over in the Midwest. So if you're in the Eastern Hemisphere, this might be on the 27th for you. Regardless of where you are in the world, though, this will be at 6 degrees of Gemini. So make sure you grab your chart, and you would want to find the house where you have Gemini. Probably also want to mention that if you're like a Gemini or a Sag or a Virgo, Pisces, anything on that mutable axis, sun or rising, I would say this one's really this one's for you, especially since Mercury is the ruler of this one. All of our Mercury ruled signs, Virgo, and then the opposite of that, Pisces. Y'all are really in the crosshairs for this one, but it's great for everyone. So today we're going to talk a lot about Mercury, since Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. which has really been a shift for us. Our last lunation cycles have really been focused on Venus and Mars. So it's great to hear that we are just starting a new story, starting a new cycle. A lot of the last moons have been about kind of clearing out or purging or wrapping up different timelines. And it's just so different right now. And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all can kind of feel it in the air as well. So at the new moon, the dark moon, the sun and the moon, they come together in the sky. And that symbolically kind of represents this moment of time where the moon, which can represent ourselves, our bodies, our emotions, our inner world, and that comes into alignment with the sun, which would be representational of the cosmic flow of life, the great wisdom of truth or of source, and really embraces the true moment of the season. And so we come together at this cosmically aligned moment where we can kind of begin to set intentions and look forward. It's a beautiful time of year right now, like outside with the season here in the northern hemisphere. We just got through like the Taurus bloom. My garden looks super amazing right now. And Gemini season is really fun because the air becomes full of all the different like sounds of animal babies. We were just on a walk today and saw a ton of little goslings starting to pop up. The insects are starting to zoom around. Pollinators are out. The kids are screaming and playing outside. And it really encompasses this moment where, you know, everything starts to kind of liven up. That's what air signs are. They're fast and they're quick and they're hot. And so the season's getting going. We're all beginning to make more plans, going out into the weather, becoming a little bit more social, kind of like those pollinators. It's the season to learn new things, to be curious, you know, kind of like a baby bird or a squirrel leaving the nest for the first time. In Gemini season, we learn about the environment that we're in and how we interact with it, how we communicate our different needs and wants, and you know how that all shows up. In Gemini season, we could also like fall down the rabbit hole of curiosity, getting more information about a different topic. I think Mercury is really cool because often it can go beyond the duality or polarity and find a new way or a new solution of coming up with things. So this is a perfect time right now to find answers through gathering more information or, you know, chatting and collaborating and talking with other people. I really felt this energy come in pretty hot at the beginning of the week when the sun entered Gemini. I had this evening where I think it was Tuesday evening, I got done with work and I sat down to just relax, Taurus, and I couldn't just relax. My mind was going and I was kind of like inspired by this passion project that I've been working on the side. And there was something about just the moment that I had to take action and do something. And Jake's been going through like a longer journey and discovery working with AI. I'm a Capricorn. I'm a little bit of a late adopter and a little bit reticent to try new things. But there was something Tuesday night where I thought, well, I wonder if AI could help me with this idea that I have for this passion project. And I kind of ended up falling down this rabbit hole, getting a whole bunch of information. But on the other side of it, it completely changed how I'm going about this work that I'm doing behind the scenes. Without sharing too much, because it's something that I actually want to share with y'all, the community, before too long, I'll just say that there's a lot inside of this that relates to like the astrology of right now with the lineup of planets, if we can see starting all the way back into Aquarius, and then they go all the way to Leo. Like I'm working on a digital project. Anyways, there's just, it's all to say that like Gemini season came on really, really strong this week. And I hope that you're starting to begin to notice it inside of your own personal life. That's just a little share for me on how it came through. Feel free to share in the comments or in the chat. You know, maybe if you've had a little Gemini moment in the first few days here of Gemini. Mm-hmm. Okay, so back to the astrology. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of a lot of Mercury right there. Mercury in a mutable air temple of Gemini. Your mental, your social elements, they're particularly heightened and raised at this time. Mercury, if we look at it in the sky right now, it's moving incredibly fast, which just further emphasizes this quick go, go, go energy. It's actually moving like 2 degrees right now, which is incredibly quick for Mercury. So that's, kind of where all this mental comes from. Inside of this lunation cycle too, it's really cool because Mercury steps into Gemini like hours before the new moon, which is just such this beautiful omen that says that any sort of seed that we're planting, intention that we're looking to grow throughout this period in time, it's really geared up to be for that best outcome. This means that you're going to have, better communication inside of those difficult conversations, or that you might be able to find a new solution or a new strategy to like a problem or obstacle that you've been going through. So I just, again, need to emphasize like the techniques of the astrology of this moon are really, really strong, beautiful omens. Back to like the overall composition of the sky right now and what's going on, though, I just think it's really, really fascinating to have this lineup of planets, shall we say, in all of the masculine signs from Aquarius to Leo. So that's, half of the zodiac. We have planets right now. And for a while, I've been talking about, this air and fire initiation and the new era that we're moving into for 25 and 26 as all of the outer planets begin to transition and ingress into new signs. And this new moon really is where we begin to see that pattern showing up in the sky. We have, a solid connection of energy running all the way through this year, from Pluto and Aquarius to Saturn and Neptune, who are now in Saturn, who will have just moved into Aries by the time of this new moon as well. We'll have all those planets that I mentioned in Gemini, plus Jupiter, who I didn't mention earlier. And then coming after that, Mars inside of Leo. And so this lineup of masculine or initiatory energy through all of these sextiles, this is really that moment, that green light, that go. The only one who's not quite in position yet would be Uranus, who will be moving into Gemini and just later this summer. So that's really not far away. But that new reality that we've been waiting for, this is it's really coming in. It's almost as if we've been working on a puzzle for the last year and a half or so, especially as Pluto's been coming into Aquarius. We've been starting to kind of see this new vision, this new idea. Neptune moved into Aries and it gave us new dreams of what we might be encountering on. It gave us a newer connection with Source that we might be utilizing to help shift us towards what we're manifesting throughout this time frame. And it's just it's just the green light. Like it's really exciting. This energy is so different than where we've been right now. I'm getting a little bit excited. I'm moving away from my message. So I think back to Pluto and Aquarius, though, because there's something really poignant right now. Pluto is the only planet that's retrograde. And so there's something about everyone's individual Pluto and Aquarius story right now that we all get a little bit of a restart on, or you can go back to the beginning and revise that a little bit. And since there's a very strong trine from Pluto to the new moon here, and Mercury specifically, I think that really emphasizes like, hey, check back at, what's been going on since 2023, since last fall, as that Aquarian story is becoming more manifest and unfold for you. Here's an opportunity where Gemini, now you get to bring that into the world. Gemini, now you get to share that with somebody else. Gemini, now you get to talk about that with someone who isn't you or your furry friend. It's really an opportunity to take things the next step. Gemini, local movement around, your city or your community. Yeah. Saturn in Aries, I could spend far too long talking about Saturn in Aries. I love Saturn. It's like my favorite planet, which is kind of a weird thing. I don't think a lot of folks will say that, but um, I think that, what I want to say here is we really have a summer of like a preview of coming attractions again, referencing Pluto stepping into Aquarius 2 years ago. If anyone remembers that summer, that was another moment of like, oh, it's coming, it's coming. And Pluto went retrograde and went back into Capricorn. We had to tie up some loose ends. All of the outer planets right now, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, when it starts to move forward and back, will have this period of stepping forward into the new and coming back. And so I just have to say, like, it's a moment to dabble with Gemini, to flirt with, to get curious about what is filling in that puzzle for you now that we've already built like the frame for it. And this moon just you don't have to know what it is, just start to follow it. I didn't know what I was making when I started playing with GPT the other night. I just had like a random idea, and lo and behold, it's going to end up being something really, really cool. Now is the time to embrace the changes, go with the flow, work with the season, get organized for what's coming forward, strategize a new game plan, gather information, and connect with others who are interested in the same passion project or idea as you. Find a place inside your local community where you can go and immerse yourself with that which you want to manifest in the future. Dabble, explore, get out of your comfort zone, and embrace it. From body parts, right? Astrology, we can look at the body. Gemini would be like your shoulders, throat, shoulders, and like arms. So I want everyone to like embrace the newness that's going on. You can give that a hug inside of this new moon. It's really, it's just super duper, duper, duper great. What comes forward in the next 2 weeks before the full moon just even further emphasizes the like cosmic wisdom that's coming forward right now. Mercury has its cazimi with the sun. So that's a moment where the sun and Mercury come together in the sky. It's seen as a symbolic rebirth of Mercury. It's also seen as a moment for beautiful cosmic downloads, for getting great information, for finding that solution to whatever. And that happens on the 30th. So that's just a few days after this. That's a few more degrees into Gemini. I think it's at 9 degrees of Gemini. Really beautiful. Shortly coming after that, Venus will move into Taurus. That's really, really, really great. Venus is, one of the rulers of Taurus. So, just kind of a plus up for the pleasures of life for everyone. It's like this moment where all the planets are beginning to sit in places where they want to be in the sky. It's very great. And to put the cherry on top of everything, Jupiter moves into Cancer on June 9th. The next 2 coming weeks are some of the most beautiful moments in astrology that we have inside of this year. Yes, there's a square from Pluto to, some of these things happening, but I really think that tension forces us to move forward and be courageous and, address the fears, get out of our comfort zone, and just, sometimes you got to be pushed forward a little bit, and it's that gentle push. So, yeah. And we'll keep chatting about it as we continue here and go through some of the ritual stuff that we've planned and Jake's activation. But I can't begin to emphasize what a shift in the season we've had in the last few days, and how nice the astrology is moving forward for us. So it's a beautiful moment for anyone to do basically anything that they've been dreaming up for a moment.
I love that. I also love the like embrace it, like working in the physical body, like tie into the astrology. And I just love the different ways that you can make it real, make it tactile.
Yeah, I mean, it's 12 signs, but it's our entire life. So there's a lot of ways that you can talk about it.
Right.
Well, there's a lot of different ways that's going to resonate with people too,
A couple comments that I wanted to throw up. First, thank you, Emma. If I can find it again. Thank you, Emma, for the reminder. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Both actions really help boost the message out and get this to the people who need it. And definitely, as Corbin said, let us know down in the comments or in the live chat what you're going through, what's been coming up for you, because I know we've both been feeling this energy building as we approach that new moon. And it's always like a window. I mean, there's the moment of the new moon, but especially with all of the different astrological pieces fitting in, this is a little bit of a bigger, I think, window.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be a little bit more direct. We can get into like our charts. We don't need to show charts, but we can talk a little bit more clearly. So like I was talking about my creative project. I'm a Capricorn rising, so I have Taurus in my fifth house, and Gemini then would be my sixth house. And so there was there was a lot with inside of this week that I'm noticing around sixth house health, habits, routines. And back to like the topic of this like creative project that I have that I've been working on. I've needed to shift my routines in my afternoons and in my evenings to give more time for it. It's incredibly simple. You know, it doesn't have to be really far out there. It's very direct astrology here. And so inside of my week, furthermore, I got back into my physical routines this week. I had a little bit of an injury near the end of March, I would say. That's kind of kept me out of rowing. That's my favorite thing for physical activity. I got back into that inside of this week. So Gemini season is just really for me seeing, since it's my sixth house, an emphasis on health and routine.
I feel like one of the notable things that I've experienced this week leading up to these energies is some of that mental anxiety, and a lot of it's been around my beliefs or how I speak my truth, how I speak up about what I believe, how I believe, my opinions, and then also like how other people receive that, how other people take that. And definitely earlier in the week had a lot of that mental anxiety, mental stress, like just kind of flying around in my head. And it's taken some work to kind of ground it back down and refocus. Certainly the sunlight outside has helped. We had like 40-degree weather and rain, and so it was kind of miserable at the start of the week too. But mine, the Gemini is in my ninth house, and so it's tying together kind of a couple different parts of my chart. And Corbin speaks about it a little more eloquently than I do as far as the astrology goes, but in my own words, that's kind of what I've been going through in a nutshell.
Yeah, beliefs, philosophies on the world, kind of like your assessment on how it all goes together. It's very ninth house. And I find the ninth house to be kind of a mental place anyway. So
333.
Yeah, so
Stephanie,
feel free to share, where it might be going on for you, either in the chat or in the comments. And let's get into this ritual.
So I will pop up our slide here so you guys have that reference. And definitely, like, this is meant to be mostly straightforward and easy to follow. But of course, remember, you can always come back to this video and review this ritual process as you prepare. It should be pretty straightforward and easy for y'all. But we wanted to give you sort of like we did last time with the Scorpio moon, some ways to bring this into your own life and to work with this on more of an individual level, because it's great to get in community and be a part of a group like this. But we all know that a lot of that work happens behind closed doors, like one-on-one with yourself. And so especially with this powerful moment, we wanted to give you a couple different tools to work with it as best as you can, because we are powerful co-creators of our reality, and when we work consciously with the universe, we can create some really cool things. So
Well, and personally, sometimes I like doing this more than like watching a movie or something like that. So,
Right, right. All right, so definitely, like Corbin has said about the astrology, like looking at your own chart, checking in if you're confused about what's going on for you, if you aren't exactly sure where to focus your energies. You can always look at your astrology, look at your chart to understand more. But likely with this energy, you're feeling it, and you're probably able to deduce what's going on in your life based on these Gemini themes. But uh, ultimately, when you're working with the new moon, wishes or intentions are always a great place to go, and a great way to work with the energies of the new moon. When it's in Gemini, like this one, things like learning, your communication skills, could be like ease in social settings, um, focusing on a calm mind, or even your relationships with your siblings and neighbors, like those people that are close to you, is that Gemini theme.
Jake, I didn't even mention Gemini being the twins, and you and I are both
Oh
twins.
yeah, yeah.
That was
Well,
a missed opportunity, but
fun fact for y'all: Corbin and I are both twins. I have a twin brother, Chad. He's got a twin brother. Oh my God, Eric.
Eric, yeah.
Just blanked out for a moment
But
there.
Gemini would be your siblings or those that are close to you just by like living nearby you or having proximity to you. So it could be
Hmm.
like an extended family member or like grandma who lives down the street.
Absolutely. And when you're working with intentions like this, doing them within the range of the new moon is, I mean, as close to possible you want to get. But within the day before or after is okay. But yeah, as close to the new moon as you can get with this ritual, with setting your intentions. Some people say within 8 hours. I don't necessarily prescribe to that like strict of a rule, but yeah. Other than that, one last reminder for you guys about intentions and setting these for the new moon. Make sure you're focusing on yourself and not on others, and really keeping this about yourself, because uh, you don't want to take away someone else's free will. You don't want to influence their journey without knowing what's going on in their journey. So keep it focused on you and your person.
Hmm. Yeah, so we've pulled together what we're calling the future intention ritual. We're using some of the like Aquarian themes of that story and looking forward into the future to kind of ground this ritual here. So we'll take you through the steps, and Emma, I saw something about how you kind of like to put your own flavor on it, and like, yeah, this is exactly what it's all about, is making it individual and personal for you. These, of course, are just like light suggestions to guide you through something meaningful for yourself. Before that, but to do this, you want to start by making your altar. I set up a little Gemini altar over my shoulder earlier this week as a picture of a butterfly, invoking some of those air friends. There's a little picture of Mercury itself. I have pens and coins to represent commerce, Mercury, or trade Mercury, and pens for communication. You could also bring in other things though, to like bring in air, like a feather or wind chimes. I know Jake loves wind chimes at this time of the season. You can bring in like
Corbin, I'm gonna quick cut you off though, because I have to pull up this comment from Britt Merritt. I saved it from earlier on the topic of feathers.
oh, it's
Because she
perfect.
said,
Yeah.
yeah, she said, 2 days ago I found a beautiful feather in my garden. I asked whom it was from, and I got to know it was from my mother from the other side. And so, what a beautiful like Gemini message too, because it's very on theme with the air element, and that feather could be a perfect addition to your altar, Britt.
Oh, that's so perfect.
Right? I know. I as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, gotta save this." So,
I feel like the only thing that I would add in then, because I mean that's the best thing to put on your altar right there. Some fresh breeze, some air, like
yeah.
open the window, maybe a fan. I don't know, but that would be just invoking air that way as well.
Hmm. Hmm. So that's step one, kind of setting your space, getting your altar set up. Step two is going to be, uh, intention setting. And this can be in your journal. If you have a journal, this can be on just a piece of paper. I definitely like to make it a little fancy, use some colored paper or, some fancy, bordered paper, something like that. Make it special for this moment. And what you're going to do is take your piece of paper and you're going to fold it in half so that you have two different sides or two different sections for this exercise, kind of nodding to the twin element of Gemini. And on that first side, we are writing our future self-reflection. So this is basically taking a moment to reflect on who you want to be, who that future you is in this new era, in this new energy. Corbin talked about the astrology of stepping into this new stage, this new phase. And I know I felt it. I'm sure many of you have felt this as well. This kind of precipice feeling, like we're almost there, we're feeling it, but we're not quite there. And I think this is a great moment to really tune into what you want and really get intentional about who you want to become as you move into this future energy. So some of the questions that we thought would be helpful to you guys, and I'll copy these into the live chat for you too, so that you have that. Hopefully the formatting is fine. Yeah, there we go. All right, so putting those in the chat for you guys to access. Oh, and it cut it off, but that's fine. So that's there for you guys. It's not the prettiest there, but you get the gist. Essentially, the questions that we're asking ourselves is how would you describe your future self? So taking a moment to ruminate on that, maybe meditate for a moment, or just close your eyes and think about who am I becoming? Who do I want to become? What does a typical day look like for your future self? This is a really fun one that both of us liked.
One with the moon being in my 6th house, right? Like my typical day will be changing and shifting a little bit here. So.
Next one would be, what do other people say about your future self? And I think that the flip side of that is, what does your future self feel about themselves? So not just focusing on that external, but on the internal as well. And I think that these questions can help you to formulate a good picture of that future you that you want to become. And you can answer all of them. You can answer none of them. You can go on your own and free journal whatever you want. Feel free to get creative with it. It's really about finding something that resonates with you. But specifically looking at kind of the next 3 years is the idea with this, because that's the Saturn window, Saturn in Aries, and is kind of the next chunk that we would suggest looking at as far as who do I want to be in 3 years. So those are your future intention journaling steps. Oh yeah, I will do that, Emma. Yes, I will pop that in the comments under the video too once we wrap it here.
And then, so after you have kind of reflected on everything that you wrote down, then on the other side of your paper is kind of where you would go ahead and write the intentions after you've reflected upon some of those question prompts that we have provided. We had brought forward like another fun example intention. So say that your future self feels proud of themselves for how they speak up, or for what sort of truths they're bringing to a situation. An intention that you could set could be, I easily and confidently speak my truth and share how I feel in a respectful and loving way. So after you've done all of your intentions, you got those all written down. Our next step here would be a little bit of breath work and activation. So, kind of get into some deep breathing, do some box breathing, but really take a couple deep breaths to clear your thoughts. read your attentions out loud. It's so important right now to find your voice and to kind of speak that in to manifestation, and kind of let your voice activate that vision. That's really what Gemini is all about. I know that Jake is really fond of using like his voice memos on his phone for like dream recording, or just a to-do list or something like that. You could definitely capture them in your phone. You could speak it into your phone and listen back over the next few weeks as stuff begins to unfold for you. That'd be a great little thing that you could do as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I do love my voice memos. All right. So after you've completed that step, we are suggesting working with your turquoise and using that crystal to anchor in your intentions. So essentially what you'll do is you'll take your crystal and you can hold it in your hands, or if it's a necklace like I have, maybe you put it on and you put your hands over it, and you want to program this crystal, focus your intention into it, asking it to be that physical anchor, that physical reminder of your intentions. So if it is like a bracelet, or if it is a necklace, this is definitely something you can wear, and it can be that reminder every time you see it or you feel it moving on your skin. It's that sort of trigger for remembering your intentions and refocusing on it. Or if it's a stone, if it's just a pocket stone or whatever it might be, you can always put that on your altar as well and have that there in that sacred space to anchor your intentions in. I think the necklace is a great idea with the throat chakra placement. I mean, it's right there next to your throat and is kind of extra potent. But don't worry if you don't have a necklace. All these other ways definitely work for anchoring that in and sort of giving you that physical point to access your intentions.
Mm-hmm. And to kind of wrap this all up in a bow, our last step here is like an air invocation. So you can take your sheet that you wrote your intentions, and also you did some of the question prompts about your future self. If you wanted to take that and, place it by an open window or near a fan again, perhaps kind of like propped up on the altar where the fan is blowing. I don't know. But you could think of it as like a little mini scroll that you've hung up. And as the air blows on it and interacts with it, your vision kind of comes alive and begins to manifest in the world. The air kind of symbolizing movement and that kind of new flow of energy. So yeah, that's kind of it. We would say wrap it up with a couple deep breaths in and out. And recently we've been really fond of closing with like a good hum, because that can help reset the vagus nerve, and it's a really good release to just finish with a
I love my humming. It's so nice, especially working it in with breath work. And it's such a physical sensation, humming, and you feel it in your skull, you feel it in your body. And I think it's just a great way to work in even more of that air element to the practice. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that ritual. Definitely let us know if you do it and how that goes for you, what comes up for you, maybe what your future self is like or what your intentions are. I think especially with the Gemini themes of like communication, like sharing these out with the community, with people who support you, can be a great way to even further build upon your intentions. So let us know if you do this and what comes up for you.
Yep. And Emma, I saw the comment. We'll be sure to pin the questions. I think that's a great idea. Thank you for calling that out. And also just want to mention you're doing so great with the wrench.
Yeah. Thank you, Emma. We appreciate you. All right. So yeah, like Emma said, I'll put the steps and the questions down in the comments so you guys have that easy access. And I will also do my best to timestamp where we talk about the ritual, so you have that easy to access as well. All right. Any final thoughts before we move into the activation, Corbin?
I am ready for the activation. I'm actually
All
really
right.
looking forward to it. Let's
Yes,
jump in.
yes. All right. So I'll give you guys a moment here to get comfortable. If you're hanging around for the activation, if you need to go, I know we are getting close to the hour here. Definitely welcome to come back to this. I'll do my best to timestamp where the activation starts as well. And because of that, I'm going to pop this up so I have that easy visual cue. So take a moment now, getting comfortable if you're staying for the activation, closing your eyes or just softening your gaze. Feel free to lie down or sit, whatever's comfortable for you. Just starting to take a moment with your breath, focusing in on your breath and letting it slow down and soften. All right. And as you're tuning into your breath, just focusing on it, moving in and going out, settling into this moment, relaxing and calming your mind and your body, focusing on your breath. There's nowhere else to be. Now focusing on your crown, imagining a wave of relaxation moving from your crown, just flowing down your body. Seeing that wave of relaxation washing down your face, relaxing your forehead, relaxing the muscles around your eyes, relaxing your jaw, just feeling all of those muscles softening. And that wave is moving down into your neck, down your shoulders, just feeling any stress and tension flowing out. And this wave is moving down your arms, down past your elbows, your forearms, your hands, flowing out your fingers, and continuing on down your chest and your back. Just feeling all of those muscles relaxing. And that relaxation is flowing down into your abdomen, down through your hips, softening as it goes, down through your legs, through your thighs and your knees, softening down through your calves and your feet, and finally through your toes, feeling any last tensions flowing right out. Your body softening into this moment. Wonderful. Now, imagine yourself at a beautiful lake. Beautiful blue lake up in the mountains. Noticing the tall pine trees surrounding the lake. All of it nestled between the mountains. You see off in the distance. Noticing all the trees and the plants around you. And as you walk along the shore of this lake, feeling the soft pine needles underfoot. Noticing also the birds in the trees, singing to each other and to you. Feeling the sun on your face, on the top of your head, that warm sunlight pouring down. And as the gentle breeze wafts by, you smell the fresh scent of pine needles. And as you continue walking along the edge of this lake, just taking a look at the water, noticing how clear it is, how blue, hearing the sound of the water lapping gently on the shore. Just really taking in all of that beautiful nature around you. Taking it all in, and feeling so at peace, feeling so calm here in this place. It's just such a beautiful place. You feel so relaxed. Your mind is so calm here. There's no worries. You feel safe. You feel peaceful next to this beautiful mountain lake. All right. Now looking up at the sky, that bright blue sky, so clear, so vibrant. And looking up, you see a big, white, fluffy cloud drifting gently across the sky above you. Just focusing on this calm, relaxed feeling, focusing on that cloud. It's just the perfect day. You feel so free here. You've dropped any worries. You've let all of your stress fall away. And you're left feeling so light. So light, you feel yourself floating off of the ground. And as you gently rise higher into the air, feeling so light and so free, you know that you are in total control. You are safe and supported as you float up and up and up to that cloud. Now you're floating closer and closer to this cloud, and you notice how large it is. And as you're looking at it, that cloud begins to shift and change. And it begins to form into the shape of a beautiful cloud temple, forming tall columns, soaring ceilings, all formed from this magical cloud. Looking at this temple, somehow you know that this temple is a space where you can connect with your higher self. You can connect with them to receive support, receive comfort or encouragement. Now you're drifting closer, floating between the columns and entering the inner temple space. Seeing the sunlight shining in through the clouds, bright white, flashing sunlight, and it's casting prisms of color all around. It's such a beautiful space, a beautiful place. Now, as you gently touch down onto the floor, this magical cloud temple, you feel the cloud solid and supportive under you. It feels soft and springy, but safe and very secure. Maybe you take a seat or even lie down on the cloud, and just noticing how it feels. So soft and comfortable, rising up to cradle you and support you. And you know that your higher self is here. You know that they are ready to connect with you. And as you feel their energy there in that space with you, you know, and your higher self knows that you are feeling a new start. You are feeling a fresh energy, feeling a new paradigm beginning. And it's so important for you to be aligned and energized for this new paradigm, this beginning. Take a moment now to ask your higher self for their help in supporting you in this journey. Be open to receive their support now. Bring your attention to your throat chakra, to that space in and around your throat, just focusing your awareness there. Setting the intention now with your higher self to open up the energy flow, to encourage free expression, clear communication, and the power to speak your truth. Focusing your awareness on your throat and seeing a soft turquoise or a light blue light beginning to form there. And as you focus your attention on this beautiful color, the glow begins to increase. It's shining brighter and brighter, beginning to swirl and pulse. Seeing this color grow and increase, building it up. Seeing that light all around your throat, glowing and shining from the front, the sides, the back, all the way through your physical and energetic bodies, flowing through your chakra, filling up your body on all levels with this beautiful, bright turquoise blue. And as this light swells, repeat now with me, aloud or in your mind. With this divine light, this source energy, I activate and awaken my throat chakra. I cleanse and clear any blocks or stagnant energies here, releasing any trauma that no longer serves me from my being. I step into this new energy and way of being now, for my best and highest good. Taking a deep breath in and letting it out. Noticing now how you feel. Are there any emotions or sensations? Maybe a sense of knowing. And just noticing without judgment. All right. Now, before we leave, taking a moment to ask your higher self if they have a message for you. Being open to receive that message meant for you. Wonderful. Now, feeling gratitude for yourself for taking this time, as well as for your higher self for supporting you in this soul growth journey. Drifting away now from that space, bringing with you that gratitude, as well as that powerful throat chakra energy. Drifting gently away from that cloud temple, drifting and floating back to the present moment, to your physical body. Returning now, still filled with that wonderful feeling from your higher self, that activation of your throat chakra. Coming back now, returning to your physical body, bringing any positive and uplifting energy, feelings from that experience. Starting to wiggle your toes and your fingers, getting your body moving again. Maybe letting out a sigh or stretching. Coming back to the here and now, returning to full awareness. Opening your eyes when you're ready, back here and now in this moment, ready to step into this new paradigm, your new way of being. All right. Welcome back, Corbin. Thank you all so much for joining me in that activation. I hope that it was wonderful for you.
And thank you, Jake, for the activation. That was wonderful.
Absolutely. Let us know in the comments what came up for you or what you experienced during that. Always wonderful to hear other people's experiences because it's always unique and it's so cool to hear what other people go through and what they see.
Going back to the humming from our ritual, my higher self just let out a big
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's very fitting. You're welcome, Britt Merritt. So wonderful to have you join, and I'm so glad that you found it fascinating. Wasn't it fun? I always enjoy crafting these for you guys and really looking at the energies and channeling through that journey for you. So always wonderful to get that feedback. Thank you, Kent. All right. Well, any last comments from you, Corbin, before we call it a night?
Happy Gemini New Moon, if we didn't already say that. But yeah, no, it's just so wonderful to get to share the astrology with everyone. It's so fun to chat about this. Yeah, it elevates my mood for sure. It makes me happier. So it's really wonderful.
And I love this from Stephanie. My higher self said to be true to yourself and the rest will follow.
Oh, that's so perfect.
I love that. It's so perfect. And we've got, yes, Golden Trinity. I love that one. And then you said, amazing.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
Right? Isn't it good? Ooh, and Britt Merritt saw an eagle when she looked up at the
Ooh.
sky, and it came down and
Oh,
hugged
that's
her.
wonderful. Britt Merritt, we've been seeing a lot of eagles on our walks recently. Just gorgeous, beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're always so much bigger than you think they are.
Yeah.
And so it's just beautiful, majestic creatures. So what a wonderful sign for you, Britt Merritt. And yes, happy new moon to everyone.
Mhm.
All right, before we
Anyone listening to the recording, feel free to drop in the chat, kind of what you experienced as well. We'll definitely be sure to reply to the comments.
absolutely. And before we go, a reminder, of course, to check out my bookings over on my website, as well as info about my practice if you are interested in maybe taking a little more personal of a journey through your past lives or your future lives or your current one, whatever you're looking to explore. I'm always happy to help people out in guiding you through that experience. So check it out. And then a reminder too about my show next week with the one and only Jennifer Taylor. Super excited to have her on the channel and to dive more into future vision and soul healing. It's going to be a great show. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining us as always. And like Corbin said, I mean, it really is the best to be able to spend these moments with you guys and to share the energies with the community. And so we really do appreciate all of you, both in the live chat and watching the replay, in the comments or here live. So we really do love you all, and we appreciate you. And we're sending you all the love and support for this Gemini new moon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.